Alright, so here are my notes on using a table to find slope. What we're going to do today is we are going to use the concept of rise and run to be able to find slope from a table. Now below is a problem that you guys have seen before. Let's take a look at it in a different light. So this problem where they give you a table and we typically have to fill them out. Now today let's look at its slope. Looking at the graph, let's see if I can find out what the slope is. So remember what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to put 2 nice points. And I'm supposed to count, what is that equation again? Rise over run. So looking at that, what is the rise between these 2 points? Well, it is 1, 2, 3. And what is the run? 1. All right, so the slope of this table is either 3 over 1 or just 3. Now that's what we've been doing. Today I'm going to take it one step up and show you how to find the slope by looking at the table. So not even looking at the graph, but just by looking at this. It's actually pretty easy, but to do that, let's take a look back at some definitions. So the first thing I want to look at is what slope really is. It is the ratio of rise to run. Just like we said before, it's a ratio, it's a fraction, with rise on top and run on the bottom. Now today we're going to be finding the rise and the run just by looking at the table. Because rise is the change in y's, we need to look at the table and see what number the y's are changing by. So taking a look at this table, what are these y's changing by each time? Hopefully you said 3, because that's what it's changing by. And it should go up or down the same each time. So it should go up or down the same each time, just like every single time here, it's going up by 3. Run, on the other hand, is change in x's. And again, we just need to look at the table and see what number the x's are changing by. So on this table, what are these x's changing by? Obviously it's 1, so my change in x's is 1. So my slope is 3 over 1, just like I said in the beginning, or just 3. So as you can see, the slope is the same in the table as it is when you find it on the graph. So sometimes it's going to be easier just to look at the table. Being able to do this is a very important skill, and as easy as it looks, you'll be asked to do it a lot on this year's state test. All these examples I copied and pasted off the state tests. So looking at this one, slope, the big thing that people do incorrectly is they forget that you're supposed to do the y's first. That goes on top because rise is y's. So let's put an x and a y on there right away. And what are the y's changing by each time here? Well, from 10 to 24 and from 24 to 38, that's going up by 14 each time. So my change in y's, or my rise, is 14. My run, on the other hand, is my change in x's, and that is just going up by 1 each time. So it's 14 over 1, or just 14. Moving on, example 2. Sometimes they might not give you a full table. When that's the case, all you need to do is use the pattern to fill out the rest. So taking a look at this side, so it's going down by 3 each time. Well, because of that, my next one's going to be 2, and my one after that is going to be -1. Now this one, I still remember a lot of my students getting incorrectly on the state test, because a lot of them saw this and they put 3, and on this side they put 1. So they put their slope as 3 over 1 or 3. But that's not the case. You guys think you know what is wrong with that? Well, this side is not going up by 3, it's going down by 3. So I'm going to change this positive 3 into a -3 each time. So that's going to change our slope to -3 over 1, or just -3. And that's really it, guys. I found one that's a little bit tougher. There's going to be tables where you need to use a calculator, so let's take a look at this. Let's see what this side is changing by each time. So I'm going to bust out my calculator. I'm going to say, let's go 281.25 and subtract 168.75. And when I do that, I end up getting 112.5. Well, on the other side, my run over here is going up by, if you don't know, you can use your calculator again, 125 minus 75, 50. So now my slope, is it 50 over 112.5 or 112.5 over 50? Well, obviously it is this one because it is rise over run. And remember, rise is the y's. So this side always has to go first. All right? So now that we have that, it says to determine the unit pricing for fencing in dollars per foot. So I want 1 foot on the bottom instead of 50. So I'm going to take that 112.5 and divide it by 50. And when I do that, I end up getting 2.25 per foot. Okay, or $2.25 per foot. And that's really it. So I have 2 for you guys to try back here. So would you guys please pause the video, try both of these, and when you think you're confident on both of them, unpause it so you can check. All right, so looking at this first one, my rise over run, my rise is just 2, and my run is just 2. So my slope is 2 over 2, which reduces to 1. You need to write it as 1 or 1 over 1. They do not want something like 2 over 2. Taking a look at number 2, just as easy. Remember, I have an x and a y. So which one has to go first, the left side or the right side? Obviously, it's the right side. And I could fill out the rest of it, 160, 180. That should be pretty easy for everyone watching this video. So doing that, I end up getting 20 over 1. So my slope is just 20 over 1, or just 20. And that's it, guys. Let's do these some final thoughts. Slope is rise over run. Yes, I'm going to make you write that a bunch today. Rise is the change in y's. Remember, they rhyme. And run is the change in x's. That one doesn't really rhyme as nice. If your pattern is going down, your rise is negative. And slope is always the change between any 2 points. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching.